Train by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
Humans are fucking crazy.
You know, is the crazy thing about that. This is something that really alarmed me. I love people, and when I was in my mid-20s, I found out that the majority of people in America, maybe globally at this point now, are dumb.
Yes,
it is, and them in the group, I know that all it takes is one, and then chaos instantly. Like, and everyone goes into self-preservation mode, and just it gets wild and I'm all right.
Pops Germain.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going by?
Pop Germain.
Pop Germain.
Pop Germain. But also, if someone wants to make it Pops, I don't care, man.
Right.
I want other people to have also some influence, not on my career, but also I want to be hear the people. So if Pop sounds cool, then fuck it could be Pops too, man. I mean, fuck, help me with some nicknames, some hashtags, some handles, something, man. I need heavy promotion.
They both sound great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what got you into comedy? Is it your love for people?
I guess it started at work one day. I was making my coworker lab, working a medical clinic. I was making a nurse laugh, and she was like her kidney was hurting. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know. Also, people, my real name is James. She goes, James, you was that a bit? You do comedy? I was like, no, I don't do comedy. Like I could never do that. The shit that the greats do. I could never be like, never. But it planted a seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I ever need in life. Like, I don't know, man. Just seeds planted to give me an idea, and then I looked it up. The first gig I had was actually not the first gig. The first open mic I went to, I thought it was open mic. It was actually a theater that's right next door to another bar. It's right there. It used to be on its corner, but La Panite wasn't La.
I wasn't here then,
but yeah. It was a show.
That's a comedy house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a comedy house. Yeah, it was a comedy. Yeah, and it was a show, and I saw a great comic first time, Red Bean.
Red Bean.
Yeah, I saw Red Bean, and I was like, oh shit, all right. I didn't know there was people here doing comedy. Yeah. It's been here. Yeah. I was like, where have I been? I didn't even know there was going on in the city, and ever since I've been.
Shouts out Red Bean too. I mean, that guy's so fucking good.
Oh man,
what's the mic that he hosts?
He hosts the comedy gumbo at Howlin' Wolf.
Howlin' Wolf, yeah.
On Thursdays. I think 8 p.m. Shout out to them, man. They're good brothers, man.
Yes, I need to get him on here one day.
He would love it.
I'll reach out to him. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's so funny that you say that about the planting of the seed, because that's honestly how I got to where I'm at doing what I do now too, is because one day someone was like, hey, have you ever thought about this? And I was like, no, I've never thought about that. But now that you've mentioned it, I want to go think about that.
Wait, now which one of 17,000 things that you do, Kyle? Now which one? You talking about the podcast, and you talking about as far as like?
Well, like film is what I'm talking about.
All right, film.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So someone planted this. Well, actually, it was modeling at the time. So someone planted the modeling seed, and I was like, I've never thought about that. So then I went and I did that, and then I was like, hey, this is fun. I want to see if I can do this long term. And the way to do it long term is to be an actor.
Oh.
Yeah. So I started acting, and I was like, well, I'm not getting cast in the roles that I want to play, so I'm going to go make my own films. Then I started making my own films, and then I moved down here and I went from doing that to running a bar to creating a podcast and now doing other things.
Wow, that's
life, man. Life is like an adventure.
Yeah.
And you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm working with some of the comedians now to actually do some short like films, some like clips. I think we could all, I think there's enough talent here to do like a Dave Chappelle type show.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
I think that could work. I would like to figure out I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about egos. Like,
dude, I have the biggest ego out of everyone. Fuck everyone. Like, here's the thing: if I'm like running the show, then my ego is the one that wins.
All right.
Yeah. So everyone else just gets to play.
I'd be down for it. But that's the issue I have.
What's that?
I don't know how to make my own spark. Like I plant my own seed.
What do you mean?
Like I'm like as far as like having like the lady who told me, you know, you should do comedy like 8 years ago at this point now, you know, that was the one seed. And I've never been able to like plant my own seed in my head. You know what I mean? But to branch off at other things, I can't. Like as far as even the skits, like I wouldn't even know how to start my own vehicle. Like if someone gave me a script,
right,
or gave me a concept or the idea, boom, I could run. So I know how to take anything and make it a bouquet. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm good with scraps and good with chaos type of shit.
Yeah.
But as far as me, I would have to put a video and then.
We have all the equipment. All you got to do is show up and help write and then act.
You said show up and just act.
Act and help write too. I mean, that's what's cool about you comedians is like so my issue is I have a problem with sitting down in front of a computer and writing a script. Like when it comes to doing shit like this, and I can do it all day. Like I set all this shit up easy, right? It's like it's the physical things I like to do, but when it comes to sitting down in front of a computer, like my ADD kicks in and I'm like fucking looking everywhere. That's why this podcast situation works great for me too, because I can talk to you and at the same time look at everyone that's walking by. So I'm like constantly stimulated. But when it comes to actually like sitting down in front of a computer, that's where I draw the line. But so if we have you guys who are actually writers and great comedic writers, like that's perfect. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Match made in heaven, baby.
I do imagine myself
I'm planting the seeds right now. I'm planting the seed.
Sitting in a writing room with minds collaborating and stuff like that. You know,
I think you guys could do it, man. I think that would be a great exercise for Tuesdays too for comedy. I think we could have you guys come in at like 7 and sit down and do like a little round table write, and you guys go up and do your comedy after that. That way we actually establish the scripts that we're going to do. And I think we could knock out one scene or one skit a month and have 12 episodes by the end of the year.
Oh, have it be like continuating.
Yeah, we put it on YouTube. We see if we can get some traction. And if we do get traction, we fucking sell it to HBO or Netflix or some shit like that. Dude,
YouTube is incredible.
It is.
I remember telling a close buddy of mine like 4 years ago now. He's a big fan of YouTube, and I was like, you understand? I was like, we need to make sure that we get our like we were doing a podcast, we were doing a joint podcast. You know, I don't know if you know Byron Broussard.
No,
he used to be frequent here, but anyway, we did a podcast, and we were trying to use the vehicle of YouTube. You know what I mean? Use that, and I was like, YouTube is. It's the new TV.
Yeah.
Like, you understand that, like when you get off of work or whatever, like you have downtime, you click on the clicker, the TV. You know, now you just you just open your phone. There's TV on your phone. There's there's even commercials now on it now. You know what I mean? It's actual TV. And yeah, I guess that's the one thing I'm talking about it vocally. YouTube, you hear me? I'm ready to sell my soul to you. I'm ready to be a part. Just let me know what y'all need,
dude. It's a revenue stream, man. And if we can start posting these skits that we're doing on there, we fucking put a contract down and we all split it evenly. Like that's a way to do it. Right. We contract it out right in the beginning. We split it evenly, and we say, okay, we're all going to keep working on this. Everyone you work on, you get a piece of the pie. So if this skit hits and fucking goes huge on the revenue stream, boom, you get paid. That's a simple way to do these things. We have a YouTube page for the bar that we do. There's a buddy that I know that does, he streams gaming. He makes money off doing that. Just posting them on YouTube. He goes live on YouTube when he streams. But do I see all the I pay for YouTube Premium too. That's how much I watch YouTube.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have to deal with the commercials and shit anymore. No. But yeah, the commercials are where people make their money, or the premium subscriptions.
I've gotten so used to not watching TV. Like that's all I watch is YouTube. Like I forgot what commercials look like.
Right.
I think 1 month, I think something about my card lapsed or something, my expiration, something like that. And I was listening to YouTube, and then all I heard was, if you want to buy today's Tide Pods, I got scared. Like, what is this? What is this Tide commercial? What is? I was like, oh no. And then I had to recognize YouTube cut my shit off. They were like, no, bad commercials for you. I don't know.
What do you watch on YouTube? Like, what's your favorite thing to watch? You gotta go to, right?
all right, if I have like a go-to I need to listen to, honestly, I listen to a bunch of like old Opie and Anthony
I love Opie and Anthony.
with like especially like Patrice Neal
Patrice,
episodes.
oh my fucking god, dude, so funny.
If there's not an episode with Jim Norton, I can't listen to it. You know what I mean? Like I can't stand an episode with just Opie. No, all right, I'll get out here.
Dude, most people don't even know who Opie and Anthony are.
Yeah.
But dude, they're fucking legends. And when you have Patrice and them on there too, oh my God, dude. The knowledge that man had, the wisdom.
I mean, I even went back to every relationship I find myself, I'm in a relationship now. Every relationship, I always find myself having to go back to listen to the Black Phillip show. I have to listen to the Black Phillip. You familiar with the Black Phillip show?
No, I don't know what that is.
Black Phillip was Patrice O'Neal's dating relationship advice show.
Okay.
Where he goes on based like you go through like women's psychology, men's psychology, but based on the premise of like for men, search for your happiness. Don't just settle for some bullshit. If something bothers you, talk about it. Women always talk about communication. Well, let's talk about it. It's something fucking with me, and then talk about it. You know. Like,
now, his advice for dating is legendary.
Oh, man. Safe. But let me tell you something, man. When I discovered this shit in the mid-20s, I was just I was in the Matrix. I was like just, day to day, I got to do this because she says this. I got to do that, you know. Like, I never forget being on dates with my girlfriend. She bring her girlfriend. We went bowling, right? And she goes, you going to pay for my friend? And I'm sitting there, no. And she goes, you going to pay for my friend? And I was like,
you did it.
I paid for I was like, what? But, you know, that's like one example of like, you don't have to deal with that type of bullshit. That's
yeah. Well, dude, speaking of that, one of the last dates I went on, it was right over here at Mint, and this girl and I had been dating for I don't know a month or so, and then she invited the friend that night, and they brought the check. They all looked around, and I was like, split it 3 ways. Right. I'm even paying for you right now. You want to bring your friend, you pay for yourself. Hey, if you want to go on a date with just me, then I'll pay for you.
Right.
But it's just like the new mentality I've adopted to. For being, my age now. Like when I was in my 20s, I probably would have paid for all of them. Yeah. But, just being an older man now, I understand like the games they play.
Well, that's what I got tired of, man, because I recognized that I was playing. I'll be out the Matrix. You recognize I'm playing the game too. I'm good, man. I'm playing my own game. I'm playing a game. I'm in space fucking playing racquetball with Martians and shit. Get the fuck out of my face. You know?
So how is the new relationship working for you? Because I can't make one last now. Because like you said, this is another reason I love hanging out with comedians. Because like you said, you were in the Matrix, now you've exited the Matrix. So I love hanging out with comedians because they're all just so open. Like they're not playing these games anymore. They see the world the way it is, and that's why I love hanging out with you guys. But like so, I can't make one work anymore because of that reason. But how do you make it work? Maybe I can learn from you.
Well, luckily, my girl may listen to this. Luckily, I have a very like Fran Drescher type girlfriend. You know, a very what's the Lucille Ball. You know, like the old classic Hollywood ditzy bro. You know what I mean? Like, she's very appreciative of a man in her life.
I love that.
And it's rare to find someone like that. And yeah, you have it's literally like, it's almost, I swear, people watch this, it's like a sitcom where I'm questioning, like, what you just said, you have a random argument, like, over nothing. Like, people have arguments, I don't know, over cheating or bills. Our arguments over whether or not a Walgreens sells liquor or not. Like we had a whole. I'm like, babe, I'm from New Orleans. I promise you, I've seen Walgreens that sell liquor. If it was on the West Bank somewhere, I don't know where specifically, but I know I seen it. And you know what? She just goes, no. Like, you don't even want to Google it. You just want to be right. Like, it's just, yeah. But it's, at least after we talk about it, that's the key thing I learned. I didn't used to talk about what bothered me. I would just bottle it in. I would hold it in for resentment. It takes a lot of patience. I've learned patience. I guess the question was what I guess I gained more patience for it.
Interesting.
And luckily, she's someone who wants to wants to listen, even though she's still a woman and she just doesn't listen. I don't understand.
No, that makes sense. Like I don't have patience for small talk. And I think that's my issue. Is like, I think when you're in a relationship, it's hard to find someone who just wants to dive into the fucking universe every day.
Yeah.
Like that's me. That's why this podcasting shit works great. That's why me coming up here at night and talking to people works great. Cause I'm sitting here feeling drunk idiots full of just like my universal like thoughts. And like, it's hard to do that with someone in a relationship every day because they just get overwhelmed. It's overwhelming shit. So I need to find someone who's just as far out in the universe as I am.
Oh man.
I think that's my issue, really.
What we don't, I don't think we have the most philosophical conversations, on a day to day. Like we don't do a lot of small talk. I usually let her take care of the small talk, and I don't listen.
Yeah.
I listen, but as far as the important things, I pay attention to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where you trying to go? What mood you in? All these kind of other things. You know what I mean? That kind of things. But other than that,
Well, I think that's my issue too. Is whenever someone's just talking to me about shit. Like I just can't, I'm like, leave me alone. Yeah. I'm thinking about like all these other things. I don't need to talk about like if there's liquor at Walgreens or not. Let's just go and fucking see. Okay. Let's call them. Okay. Let's find out. So I play video games with the guy who owns Good Bird.
Yeah.
We play these games and we'll be sitting online. We'll be talking to each other and I'll just hear his girl in the background, just talking, filling his ear full of stuff. And he's just going, yep. Yep. Knowing he's not even listening. He's just playing the game with me. I guess that's what you got to do.
Yeah, because look here, man. This is what Patrice said years ago, and this is also why I love relationships because now I have the reference point of what the fuck he was talking about. You know what I mean? And he's had a brilliant thing that said, women always talk about women don't like to communicate and all that kind of bullshit. Men, we love to communicate because we're always trying to understand one another. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, this is even my own point. Otherwise, it would just be war between us. Like, say we did disagree, just be fighting all the goddamn time. No. We learned to just, let's talk it out, bro. Let's figure something out. That's before we get to that. You know what I mean? But women, they love just talking. They love hearing themselves talk. Mm-hmm. And the only communication they have is the narrative that they started. They don't want to really communicate. They just want to be right.
Yeah, no, I see it all the time. I sit here many times during the day and I'm like working on stuff and I'll just see people walking by all day long. You'll see a dude walking by just stoic as fuck. But then you'll see like 3 chicks walking by just gabbing it up. And, I'm not saying that this podcast isn't all about negative about women here.
All right, Don.
Because we do sound like women. Look, I love you ladies, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've never been able to make it work. I respect anyone who can, though. And I'm fully prepared to be single the rest of my life. I'm okay with that. I think that as a young man, I always thought that I needed someone else there. But then when I like fully developed myself, I was like, hang on a second. Like, I love being single. I love being able to do what I want to, go wherever I want to, do whatever.
Want to.
Yeah.
Like right now, my girl wants to go to a park. Hey, you know what I want to do? Stay the fuck at home. I don't give a fuck about a breezy day, man. It's a breezy afternoon inside, man. Right. Oh, man, they got AC, brother. I'm good, man.
Yo, you sound like my boy Elmer from LA. He would fucking love this conversation right now. Last time I was out there, the whole time I was out there, his girl just wanted to go do things. He's only here for like a week. We need to go do something with him. And I was like, dude, I'm perfectly cool sitting here talking to you guys inside. And we had to go like fucking kayaking and shit while we were there because she wanted to do it. Me and him were just like dragging ass along. Like we would just be cool just sitting there hanging out with each other.
I wouldn't mind I was in LA like last year. I wouldn't mind like a day or two, exploring the nature. I do like nature.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fun. Like that's the cool thing about like when we got out there and we were doing it, we were having a good time, but it's just the fact of like getting up and moving. So that's one cool thing about having.
Oh, in LA, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You get spoiled from living down here. Yeah.
Yeah. We went and I think we were riding the bicycles along the beach one day. That was fun to do. But like I said, it was just getting us up and going. And that was the cool thing about having her there. She got us up moving.
Right.
And she's always done that. Honestly, they've been together forever. He and Angelique. Shouts out Elmer Escobar Photography.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, he's dude, one of the best wedding photographers on the West Coast. So if you ever get married, let me know. He'll fly down here and dude, he would love to come just for a trip.
This is what I'm talking about. This is also why I love my girl because
she don't get married.
We have she's on the camp of she doesn't she doesn't feel like it's necessary.
She's a keeper, man.
Yeah,
yeah. Fucking keeper, dude.
And
now anytime you find a girl like that, she wants you for you. She don't want you for anything else. I think a lot of these women that just want to get married right off the bat, they want you for that paycheck.
Yeah, I think the paycheck, and also it's the societal norm of you have to get married because it's a status symbol.
That's the Matrix shit, though.
Yeah,
that's another thing. You don't want to be with someone who's still trapped in the Matrix because that's just asking for negativity, especially when you're already out.
I know plenty of people. I was in a relationship where we were talking about getting married. And then after the relationship, I found out this motherfucker was cheating on me the entire time. Like, you want the marriage, but you still gonna be out there doing the unmarital shit. Well, what's the point of the marriage then? You know what I mean? Like,
that's a reason I find another reason I have. I don't know if I'll be able to get in a relationship now. Is I have my trust issues now because that shit happens to all kinds of dudes. Man, I see it all the time. I saw one on Instagram. This chick's bragging about this shit. She's like, "Oh, he found my OnlyFans page." And like taking a picture of herself, and the guy's in the background packing his shit. And I'm like, yeah, he should get the fuck out of there.
Wow.
Like, how would you like it if you found out your girl had an OnlyFans behind your back?
Behind your back, yeah. And talk about it like that's the point where it's supposed to be like if people want they want this combined thing, there's this joint shit, but that's the kind of stuff you need to go and discuss with somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't really know what I'd do. If I found out that my girl was doing OnlyFans behind my back, I'd probably leave too.
I would.
You lied to me. That's like, if that's what you'll lie about, then there's a whole litany of things you lie about. It's not even about the OnlyFans. Like, that's just, it could be anything I found, anything anything you cheated on me. I'm leaving you. I'm not staying around for that bullshit.
Right.
Nah.
I agree, man. Like, so I don't shame anyone for doing doing your own things if you want to.
Do your thing, man.
Do your thing. But if you're my girl, that's my pussy. That's what I'm saying.
Now, what if your girl was open to you getting other pussy, but y'all?
I don't want another pussy. Look, so one of my all time favorite things to do is to eat pussy. So, and I want that thing. Is
that what the beer's for? Is that
like the flavor saver? Yeah, dude. So I want to know that this is the only thing that's been on that.
I got you.
Yeah. So that's why I say that's
my
line
with your trust issue thing.
Yeah.
My girl.
Sorry, Mom.
my mom, she can hear all of this, man.
Oh, she's heard it. Trust me. I think she's only listened to this podcast actually, so she's heard it all. She knows how crazy I am.
My girl, she I guess likes girls,
Okay.
So she's open to like threesome situations, you know what I mean? So
you guys done it?
No, not yet. You know what I mean?
Open to it.
She's open to it, but also, and it sounds like from her head, really like I'm thinking a goofy girl situation, like. Something magical is going to happen in the situation. No, it just sounds like me having to do a lot of more legwork. Like me having to to find someone who's comfortable enough with a couple. You know what I mean? First of all, where to get there.
Well, you got to ask the girl. The girl has to find the girl, right?
That's what I told her.
But you're still going to be putting in extra pumps. Yeah.
I have to be in a guy, but she doesn't have like guy game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I think it's easier for a girl. Like if she walked to a girl and was like, yo, you want to get in a threesome with me and my man? I think that's all it would take for a chick.
That's all it would take?
I think so, man.
All right.
For a dude, you got to actually work for that shit. But for a chick, she could just be like, yo, let's do this.
You know what? I'm not a good coach. You know what? Fuck me. You know what? Fuck me. I'm not doing my job. But also I didn't want to rush into it. Like we were like a year and something in.
Right.
So I'm not going to, I feel like
that's a leap.
That's to do that so early on. Wait a minute, before we do it. But also, I'm testing the waters to see how we would approach.
You ever been in a threesome?
Never been in a threesome. I wouldn't even know how they enjoy. I think I was close, but it was like with a 65-year-old couple. I was they fed me Easter dinner, and I was like, all right, well, it was good meet y'all. About to go. All right, I don't know.
Oh man, Yeah, that would have been a rough one.
Yeah, it literally, if she would have had the aloe vera pussy juice, or you know what I'm saying, like
Sandpaper pussy.
Oh man, put it in rough to get it started. Nah, I'm good. That hurts.
What, you crazy? Yeah, I've had a few experiences. Yeah, they're a little awkward.
Now, is it with the two women situation?
Always been two women.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The few that I've been in, always been two women.
That's how I imagine it.
One was a lesbian couple. So one of the girls didn't want to be touched at all by a dude, but the other one was into it. The other two were straight women, and it was in a shower.
That sounds oh man, that really sounds like some Cinemax shit. It sounds like a good on paper, really awful in practice.
So
like real slippery and shit. And
okay, so
hot,
listen,
like hot water. Oh my god.
Now hear this story out. So we did this fashion show. It was when I was in Little Rock, Arkansas. Did this fashion show, and they brought the guys in, and I dieted for this shit, so I'm like ripped as fuck. They bring the models in, they paint the t-shirts on us, so we're shirtless with painted t-shirts on, but we had our full backs and everything covered. So after the show's over, we go to like this guy's house. We're having a little after party. We're drinking some, and I'm like, I had to wash all this shit off because I still got all the black paint on me. So I asked one of the girls, like, yo, will you hop in the shower with me and just wash this off? So she's in there with her panties and bras on and everything. And I had my underwear on. And this other girl walks outside to smoke some weed. And after the girl smokes weed, she comes inside and just gets in the shower with us.
Wow. Just the tenacity, just man. Just think if that was a strange dude and somebody would get shot, knocked out, the cops are coming. It's like, oh man, I love him. Just the audacity.
Yeah, well,
that's what I hope for, man.
It was a different world back then too. Like we live in such a strange fucking world today, man, where you got to really be cautious to like even touch somebody the wrong way.
That's another thing, bro. I don't have trust issues. I don't trust people as much. To let some strange person into our relationship, that's first of all. I'm like, maybe have to be a situation where we get to know somebody. She wants to be some random bartender. We're like, you don't know, don't just some strange person, and she could be a serial killer or something. I don't know.
It's a good point, actually. But that's a tricky situation. You ever been to Colette's?
No.
You know what Colette's is?
No.
Are you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
You know what Colette's is?
Oh, I was a latchkey kid. I was inside.
It's a sex club.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not sure where it's actually at in the city. I've never been there, but I've heard a lot about it. But yeah, apparently you go in, it's like BYOB. So you like pay your money at the front door,
right? Take
your own bottle in or your own drinks in, what you want to, give it to the bartender. And there's different rooms that you go into. And
on camera?
Well, yeah, you can vape on camera. There's different rooms you can go into. And in these rooms, there's glass windows in all of them, so you can see everything that's going on.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's like a 10 foot by 10 foot bed at the very top. And I've heard, these are all stories I've heard. I've never been there.
It sounds like you've been there. It sounds like the scene from the new Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see some politicians in there or something like that.
I'm sure you would. Yeah.
The mayor's deputy in there.
Well, no, so people that go here have described it to me in detail. So that's how I know these things. Mm-hmm. There's a 10 foot by 10 foot bed upstairs where anybody can just go have a free for all on that. But I'm not saying that's where you should go, but maybe you could go there and have your first experience. And then I don't know. That's kind of weird though. People watching you and shit.
I wouldn't mind it. So it's not like it's not like a swingers type of thing.
No, it's whatever you want to do. If there is a couple there that come up to you and like, hey, let's switch out, then you can do that. Or if you just want to go find someone and be like, yo, do you want to join us? Yeah, I think there may be locks on the door. So if you go into one of the smaller rooms, I think there's like a lock on it. I don't really know. I still want to go there and check it out. But the whole thing about going there as a single man, they charge you like fucking $300 to get in the door. Right. It's really expensive.
It should be. I would too. I ain't gonna front. I would too.
When they say that a lot of the men that go there, they stand by the doors and just wait for people to come in. It's like, that's so weird. Can you imagine that shit?
I would hope that this is something I did test the waters with my girl with her. She wanted a threesome to see, all right, would you be how far of it would you go as far as if there was a couple, like another couple that wanted, come in our situation, would you want another dude's dick? And she was like, ugh. Like, it was like, I was like, wow, you like no bullshit. You think somebody's bullshit me but it's like this motherfucker really loves me. Like, all right, man.
Good.
Like, you really don't like other dick. All right, man. Like, also, why would I want to cheat on someone who want other pussy in their life, man?
Yeah, I know. That's when you don't really want to fuck up.
No.
Seems like you got a good thing going there. But you got to find the right partner for sure. If you're going to do that.
It's hard. It's hard. Like, let me tell you something, man. It's even hard to find somebody that talks about
How do you even approach someone with that situation?
Wait, what, the threesome?
Yeah.
Well, hey, do y'all want to split rent 3 ways? You know what I mean? Like that would be the first entry for me. I don't know. All right, that's foreign line, but I don't know. I tried it but I remember feeling creepy. I remember feeling creepy. Even when my girl was with me, she said something, and then I said something, and then the lady in the middle was kind of like she was okay with it. And then she just walked off, and I have to remember I was just feeling creepy. I feel like a predator right now. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to. I don't know if I want to manipulate somebody. I'm not trying to fucking be in that.
Isn't that? I think that's what dating is. In the beginning nowadays, dating is just manipulating someone to thinking that you're someone else.
I would hope not. I would hope that my girl is. Look, let me say, my girl she's a rare breed.
You guys have been together for 1.5 years.
Yeah, she is 50-50 type.
Yeah,
like I'm talking about like.
That's dope.
We'll feel insecure if I pay for more than half the rent. You know what I'm saying? So I got even extra. I just want to pay it. You know what I mean? She'll be like, nah. She's that type, and it's hard to find.
Yo, does she got any sisters?
Yes, and her sister's not like her. But actually, her sister, my girlfriend's Mexican. Okay. So her sister's Mexican, and you are her sister's type. She's
if she's crazy though.
She's a politician. Oh yeah, she is a
politician.
Yeah, she is crazy.
What does she do?
I can't go and divide, that.
Well, like what kind of politics?
Like, like in like a local branch, like say how she work in a city hall of say the Jefferson Parish. You know what I mean?
Will she come on the podcast? I want a politician on the podcast.
When she comes down,
absolutely. Hook it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to get one on here because I got some ideas I want to throw by him.
But look here, man. I promise she'll try and hook you in and give you that good shit to get you married, dog. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, I don't want to marry. I just want to talk to her about it. Like I have this and she may be a good politician. I don't know. I feel like there are probably some good ones, but I feel like most of them are just like. I feel like anyone attracted to that realm is normally attracted to power. And I don't do well with people that are attracted to power. And I don't know, I'm not talking specifically about her, but I'm saying most of the politicians I know, it's like an ego thing for them. You know?
Like the facade of thinking they're helping people, but it's really just you just got a job promotion.
Yeah, they're doing it for the money.
You got a public job promotion. Like I got a raise, right? And I felt good about it, right? But if it was on TV, James Pop got a job promotion, he got a raise, I would be like, yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah. And you know what? It is a lot of ego. I don't.
When the fact that they're controlling what other people do, like that's a lot of what they're doing. They're not really like passing policy that's for the people, or we'd have a fucking different world out here.
Right.
They're literally passing policy to tell you what to do.
You know, we started out talking about you think groups of people being as a group stupid.
Yeah.
And you have all a group called the political house party. You know what I mean? Whatever sector you have is a group of people, and they all sway either left all the same or all the right all the same. Mm-hmm. And there's no one person that's really going to be in there. They're trying to shoot past it and go through the middle. There's no, because any person that tries to do that, what have you seen in the history? They get shut up. Yeah. They get shot. They get disappeared. You know what I mean? So it's
you got to have a 2-party system to keep people divided, right?
Yeah.
You don't want, if we actually had a United States of America, it would be a totally different country.
A lot of people, they believe in it. Like they really are in they believe in that side that they stand for. And really, a lot of it, honestly, some sides is really about pockets.
Yeah.
It's like, this is really benefit me personally. You know what I mean? They don't really care what their background is. Will it benefit my pockets right now? That's it.
Dude, I had a guy on here who works in homeless policy in San Francisco. And he was on the podcast and we were basically talking about it. And he said, we should not have homelessness anywhere.
It's crazy.
Well, and the reason he said it, he said, because there's money in the budget to build housing for homeless people. and I was like, so why does it never get built? And he's like, well, it doesn't get built because when you go to the town meetings, okay, they go to town meetings. They're like, yo, we're fixing to build this homeless structure. They tell all the people first to let them know it's going to happen. And they're like, so what's going to happen is when we build this homeless structure, it's going to drop your property value. So you have all these people that own property. They're like, well, we have equity in our property. We don't really want that to happen. So let's scratch the building project and put it in something else. So all that money that was supposed to go into building homeless things, it's an issue because of the way our policy and the way our system is structured, that we still have a homeless situation. So if there were really politicians that really wanted to help out people, there are ways to do it. But you just have to change the policy, and no one's going to change the policy because it's putting money in their pockets.
Wait, so all right. So you're saying the issue is if they just change the equity policy,
yes,
it would be all right.
Yes, it's that simple, but they don't do it, and it's so fucking simple. It's like, why are we not doing this? And it makes it impossible. This guy right here, he's one of the most smartest people I've ever fucking met in my life. He's working on this, but it's like jumping through hoops.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think I need to stop talking. But I think I put it on myself. I think it's because there's so much people who've gotten out the matrix, and then so I ain't gonna lie, man. You kind of me. I don't know about anyone else, but I kind of stopped giving a fuck about the specifics on politics. Like as I started casting out, but. If anything, local politics should be the most important thing. Because, you got to walk out your door. And when you walk out your door, that's probably the most physical thing that can affect you.
Right.
As far as laws that's out of your hands, out of your control and stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. The equity law, you have to, when do they put that in the booth to be voted on? You have to, there's so many factors. What state? How many states have they come together on it? It's a cluster. You know how many people there are in this country?
It gets overwhelming fast.
And this is when I do this. This is it all happens with an argument with my girl. It goes like this, and I go, let's just stop and blow it up. Let's just stop this, stop, calm and assess, and start all over.
Right.
And then you know what that means in political term? We need to start an anarchy. Nigga, start this shit over. We need to go back. We need to get a mule. We need to get a sack, and we got it. We got to get a woman with us. We got to recreate the population. We got to live in this I Am Legend style now. That's the only way.
See, I hear your argument, and I've heard this argument many times before, and this is why I would like to start talking to politicians on the podcast, because I have a solution. That doesn't involve burning it down. And restarting.
Okay.
So I look at this.
Also metaphorically, I am talking theatrical, movie terms, fucking Fight Club. I'm sorry about that.
What do you mean?
Well, blowing it up.
Blow it all. Who cares? Yeah. Dude, you're talking to the wrong guy here. Okay, I don't give a shit. Dude. I have a gun. I know how to survive. I'm good. Fucking blow it up. We'll start. I've been watching that show. What's the zombie show that's out right now?
Last of Us.
Last of Us. I've been watching that shit. I can do that easy. I'm a fucking savage when it comes to it too. I'll shoot a human and eat a human. I talk about cannibalism all the time.
Dude, let me tell you something. There's a little formal gun training for anybody, right? If you watch movies and you think it's all cool, just one point, keep it stable. Before you do anything, before you think you do anything, just hold it properly first. And then after that, maybe you can survive one mugger.
Now, right. Did you notice that I said I'll eat a human and he just skated over that? He's like, we're gonna go somewhere else. Yeah.
My bad.
So eating humans.
Wait, that's your solution?
No. Would you try to eat a human if it was legal? And someone was like, here, I'll donate my arm. You don't have to answer that if you want to.
I'm thinking really hard.
Right.
I would think about the ethics about it.
So if there was,
I ain't gonna front. I'm a real pussy when it comes to like ethical and like more my morals are really fucking keep me down crying and at nights. I will think about, man, this person have a family? Like I really think about this person have a child. Where did his arm come from? What is it donated? Just someone just donated a limb. He wanted his limb to be eaten.
Well, let's use an example that actually exists.
Okay.
The plane crash in the Alps or whatever it was, and the soccer team had to eat their teammates to survive. So all the comedians are on a plane. You guys are flying to LA. It crashes in the mountains, and you have to eat some of them to survive. Would you do it?
I would get a group of them together and let's try and escape off this mountain. But this is what I'll do is let them lead the way and see all the mistakes they make while they die, and then learn from their mistakes and survive that way. I would choose every solution than to eat a motherfucker. I would, first of all, I have to cut somebody. I am really squeamish to blood.
Oh, you never got an animal?
I cut my finger I damn near passed out. It was just the tip of it, but saw the blood. I wouldn't be able to. I was supposed to be a nurse. What would fuck me up was the fact that I would have to stick somebody with a needle. I can't. I would try to find a different solution. Honestly, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I feel like gutting a human's different than gutting an animal. Like I'm from Arkansas, so I've done all that before, but never a human. That's it's a different thing.
I got trained in school. You know what I mean? Like the dissecting pigs. I guess they kind of helped you out a little bit with it. But But
I feel like if you're putting that, so I feel like it's more unethical to like murder people by watching their mistakes than it is to just kill them and eat them.
But the only time I will actually I feel like I know I will murder someone is I feel like my life is in jeopardy. Like something snaps where I'm pushing your head through a car shield window. Like I'm doing whatever. At that point, you started it. You know what I mean? You know.
So, but if you were just trapped in the mountains, you would do everything you could not to eat someone.
I would do everything, but then I also think about, oh, these motherfuckers thinking about eating me.
Well, no, there's some people that died in the plane crash.
Oh,
so you're not killing people to eat them.
Oh, like take the dead remains?
The dead bodies,
They're
frozen. All I'm saying is if we crash, you're going to see me sharpening a knife.
Well, I'd for sure take their clothes for warmth. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, all right, you don't need these clothes no more. You know what I mean?
So anyway, back to my solution for government.
Socks. You need some socks, insulate your armpits. Keep your arms. Yeah, I'll do a whole bunch of survival shit.
Back to how we're going to solve the government problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like the main problem here is with the policymakers, which is Congress, the House of Representatives, and Senate. Do you even know what they're doing right now?
Playing golf.
Yeah, none of us know what the fuck's going on up there. They're passing laws all the time, passing policy all the time. We don't have a clue what the fuck's going on. So what we need to do is we need to monitor that part of the government. There's really no way to monitor that right now. So we create a system.
They don't post it? They don't put it on?
No, it's all posted, but do you ever go look at it?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But if you had an easy way to access it on your phone right here, it'd be so easy just to pull it up and look at it, right? So we create a new system that's on the blockchain, so it's totally transparent, and it layers over the top of government, okay? And what it does is every time they go to vote on something, it pushes out to our phones first, okay? And we get a chance to say yes or no, and we do it just like the dating apps, swipe left or right, just like the dating apps, left or right for voting yes or no. And what that does is that goes in a database, and then we can reference it after the politicians vote. So we cross-reference who's voting and who's voting for the people and who's voting against the people.
You want to know how easy I know that can be done? That when I go on YouTube and they ask you, which was your favorite Captain America movie? Is it a poll? Was it one? Was it First Adventure? Was it Secret Wars? Well, and you pick that as a poll. And if you could do that on a YouTube for a stupid ass fucking movie, then you should be able to do that on some shit on a policy. How in the fuck did the laws get reversed so bad in Carolina and Florida? Just like that shit shouldn't happen. It's just, man. Yeah,
it's because they don't give a shit about what the people actually want. It's really about what the corporation can pay them to vote for. So if we could find a way to monitor that situation, then that's it. And then once you actually know who's working for the people and who's not, you get the good politicians in and get the bad ones out. Bada bing, bada boom.
This episode motivated me to be responsible adult and start actually voting again.
So here's the real crazy part about it is I've never voted in my life. But I know I like know how to make these systems. Like this is my thing. But I've never voted in my life because I think it's all just a fucking sham anyway. When you realize that the government's all just paid for, the paid votes, like voting doesn't matter at all. It's just a way to divide the people even more. Blue and red.
That's the design. You know what I mean, you know, like it was like I was like, man, these people who settled here, they were very smart tacticians and planners. Like you think how smart Captain America and Iron Man are. Like these motherfuckers were that smart, and to build a system in which it would kind of keep itself with this illusion of freedom.
Oh, it's incredible.
But it's a divide masked under a bigger umbrella of control. Dude,
it's fucking incredible. And it's with all the shit with the COVID stuff, like the psychological warfare they were doing with that. Like the stuff, the people that are working on this shit are fucking brilliant. Not taking anything away from those people, but I'm saying they're also fucking crazy. So we need some people that are brilliant, that have morals to step forward and create systems that are morally sound for the rest of the world.
I think the moral people are there, but they're too scared to do something, or the system knows that they're too powerful, so we gotta like put them aside. You know what I mean? So they don't have a big influence on what can really happen. You know, I don't know. A lot of people they don't want to lose their family. So like that's a lot of why politicians don't push for change, because it's like they'll alienate themselves. They could lose their position because other people look at them like, why you not doing what we doing? And they could lose their livelihood,
right?
What they worked for, their family, their security. You know what I mean? So it gets into, it's just a job at the end of the day.
Yeah. So the beauty about the system I'm talking about is it's put on the blockchain. So once it's out there, it can't be taken down.
It'll force them to change. You can't change instant votes and polls like American Idol. You know what I mean? You can't. No matter who's your favorite, the votes that they call it, right? That you that's undeniable. They can't deny that. And if everyone gets to see it, they should put that on YouTube, on Twitter, or something like that. Just random like polls. That should be with that. That should be official.
It should be.
You have our database. You know this is me clicking on this.
Yeah.
All right. Then you think about robots and okay. Now, what about that though? What about people who are good with the cyberware and stuff like that, who can maybe electronically influence votes like behind the computers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the form that I've created, it would be with your ID. So your United States of American ID, show that you're a citizen. You basically take that and it references the database for US and it cross-references when you take a snapshot of your ID with that to confirm you're a citizen. And then since it's on the blockchain, there's only one token that goes out to that address.
Okay.
So that one token goes to you in your own little wallet. And it sits in your wallet until you get time to vote. And whenever you vote, the token goes back to the smart contract. So it all works. It's all based off of like your United States of American ID. If you don't have your ID, then you can't vote.
How broad is your desktop at home and you can vote? That's not a.
What do you mean?
Like for right now, isn't our stand? We gotta go and find a poll, right, to vote.
Oh,
I'm saying I haven't voted in years, right?
I don't vote either.
I'm pretty sure they've updated it since, having to go to polls. Like when I voted, you had to go find a location, you had to go out there, you had to wait in line.
Mail-in votes or something now too, or some shit like that. But I'm talking about the president election. I'm talking about just like general policy.
Well, I'm saying, but in those
you could use it for that too. Yeah.
But they have amendments and outlines.
Yeah,
when you vote for amendments at the polls as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, do they have those? Like you said, you can mail in those amendments. You know, you can vote for it at home. You don't have to go anywhere. Like we talking about with the app. I'm saying, I'm just trying to make sure they don't already have. All right, they don't have that already.
I mean, there are some,
but they should. The government should be doing this. They should. Like it should be a thing.
The government will never do it because they want to be in control. Like if you build a decentralized platform like this right here, the government no longer has control. The people are back in power. AJ and I were talking about something. He has something on his phone that's, oh my God, what did he call it? Issues? That's not right. I don't know. But it's kind of an app like this. I need to reach out to those people too, because I think they could take their platform they have and slightly tweak it a little bit to implement that the part that I'm talking about, which takes the politicians' votes and cross references with the people's votes.
Okay.
To see who's working for them and not. I forgot what the name of the app is though. He was telling me about it a while back. But yeah, these systems should be made, but they're not. So fuck it, let's go to war.
That's all the whole resolution. I don't even know what this. I don't even know what they're at war about. I don't know.
The Ukraine shit.
Yeah, I don't even get it.
Yeah, that's we talked about that on the last podcast I had until my head hurt, and I was like, all right, let's change subjects.
No, yeah. Look here, as someone who's uninformed, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Well, like, where do you gain material for your comedy? You don't gain it from stuff like that?
No, because honestly, I don't. I never was a big heavy into politics.
Mm-hmm.
When I took civics class, it was literally the hardest thing for my brain to pick up. It was like telling my pet dog to I don't know, pick up my 35 pound dumbbells. I just didn't get it. I barely passed that class.
Yeah.
So in politics, it never was anything that literally interested me. It was like if history was fucking trigonometry and you like, what the fuck, man? All these policies. I'm like, what?
No, I hate politics too, dude. But what I do like is systems.
It's systems?
Yeah, it's my degree's in IT. So I mean, when it comes to like looking, so to me, everything's a system. Even the US government. It's just a very intricate system. And like if you can find where the flaws are in the system, then you can fix the system. Like everything to me is a computer.
Yeah, all these branches, one branch connect this branch, this branch. It's like, what the huh? I don't know.
Yeah, and then you find where the flaws are in the system and the virus where the virus is, and you just fucking move the virus and you have a system that works again. Or fix the exploited parts of the system and it works again. But no, I fucking hate politics with a passion. So what was your favorite subject in school then?
It was trigonometry, actually.
Oh, you like maths?
It was simple to understand. Someone gave me a formula.
Yeah.
And I can manipulate it. All right. I know how to fucking, it was simple. That English, that was just like, I ain't gonna lie. If you didn't pass English class, then either you're dumb or you can't read and comprehend. So that means you're dumb. It was the easiest thing. Like I never read a book in class. This is what I did when I was in high school. I would read the front of the book and the back of the book, find some names, go to monkeynotes.com, get the cliff notes. I didn't even pay for it. I just got like they summary, filled in some holes, and got B pluses.
Yeah, that was my only B in high school.
Yeah?
English, yeah. And my mother was the teacher. Yeah. My mother was the teacher of my English class. And the reason she gave me a B is because I wouldn't do a book report. And it was because, like I said, ADD, I'm all over the fucking place. Yeah. So when you hand me a book, I'm like, this is so unstimulating.
It was so hard to focus.
Yeah, just fucking throw that bitch. So I was like, I'll take the B, I'll take the lick. But yeah, English was my by far my worst subject. And even now, like when it comes to writing, I can sit down and write something, but when it comes to grammar, I don't give a shit about grammar. Like if you can see my words, then fucking read it. Put the grammar in there yourself.
Are you talking about as far as like
commas
what's the word they use? It's a fancy word. For writing, stickography or stickligraphy or something.
Stilligraphy?
Something.
I don't know.
It's an art in writing. People who are good at writing and all that kind of shit.
Well, I just mean like where the commas and shit go.
Oh.
Yeah.
When I write, I'm very like anal about
you are punctuation. So periods, exclamation points, question marks,
that's
got those.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to the commas, I'm like, dude, one looks like it may go there. I'll put one in. Yeah. Like now we have Grammarly. Grammarly like corrects all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use that like all the time.
I was really slow to the text messaging age because I'm so used to writing with commas and didn't paragraph and structure how you write it. Like I'm really good, and LOL, it threw me the fuck off. Like I used to be a a emo nerd, like fuck, like a hipster, like fuck this shit, fuck this LOL shit. I was like an old man with a man. Fuck this. No, you laughed out. Oh, what you mean? You mean you laughed out loud? That's what you mean? Like I was the asshole. Like my girl, like what you doing? And I used to hate that shit because what you doing, man, nigga. I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm standing right now. What you mean? You mean what is my current situation right now? Yeah. Where am I going? What do you need, bitch? Stop bugging me. You know?
Yeah, someone used one the other day that I didn't know. It was what was it? I had to Google it. I do that shit all the time. Someone uses like an acronym. I'll Google that shit because I don't have a clue what the fuck they are.
I'm still learning.
There's so many nowadays, and it makes me feel old too when I have to Google this shit. But at least I'm trying, I guess.
I graduated because in that era I didn't like texting. I was a phone guy. Mm-hmm. Now with my ADHD, I graduated. I don't have time for phone conversations. Yeah, like, I literally have to stop everything I'm doing to have a phone conversation because I'm a focus. I like to if I have to talk to somebody, I like to be focused. So I can't do a whole bunch of shit and talk at the same time, man.
Nah, just summarize it with that text message. We're good. That's all I need.
Like my mom would call, like she text me I'm on my way, right? And then calls me, tells me I'm here. Like, why? Wait, Ma, I could have been getting ready to come get you and I'll come meet you outside, but I had to stop what I'm doing to answer the phone call, Mom. What is Oh, Mom, it was so cute. I'm going to meet up with her after this.
Yeah, there was a girl that was calling me one day and I ignore. Didn't want to talk to her. But she did it like 3 or 4 times. Then she finally sent me a text message and she's like, why don't you answer the phone? You'll answer the text message? I was like, yeah, because I don't want to talk on the phone. Like, what do you got to say? She sent me one of the text messages like, done. Like, they didn't even need a phone conversation. All you had to do is send that first text message.
Just send a text message and I got it. Sometimes I get scared when somebody calls me like, is everything okay? Is everything all right? You're like, oh, you just want to hear my voice. Then I feel like an asshole. You know what I mean? I get it, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm like,
oh, if it's your mom, yeah.
Well, not my mom. Even my girl. Like my girl, like I'll.
Well, that also makes sense. Yeah. But for me, not having my mom and my dad, I answer the phone always when they call. Yeah. But if it's just a random person, I'm like, ugh.
I gotta take a deep breath.
Yeah, it's a bad thing about running a business too. The bad thing about running a business is like there's always just random fucking numbers that are calling me for shit. And like, hey, I'm your new liquor rep. I'm just calling to see if you need an order. I'm like, I'll call you. It's all fucking online ordering now too.
Actually, that's gotta be difficult with getting the random numbers and stuff like that. In the age of now, the scammers, they can get your information if you pick up the phone call. Mm-hmm. They can database and pinpoint location, do all that kind of shit. And how do you have a different protection software on your phone to like really screen out like scammers versus someone who's calling from a business that you don't know about?
Well, I do have a VPN on my phone for certain things, but I don't use the VPN always. What I do is that whenever a random number calls me, whoever the fuck it is, they either leave a voice message and I'll call them back or I just don't answer. Okay. Yeah. So I just don't answer the phone. And a lot of times if it is someone that does need something, they'll leave a voice message.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I've gotten really good at that because I got my phone hacked, a couple of apps hacked last year because I'm answering messages from someone I thought I knew.
Just don't click the random links is all you gotta do, man.
Wasn't a link. I think I gave them they cloned my buddy's page. And they reached out through me through my buddy. And I'm talking to a buddy. Like I haven't talked to a buddy in a while, but I know that so I wouldn't just. And boom, got my information, had to start holding an Instagram page, all that kind of stuff.
The same shit happened to one of my friends in Seattle. Yeah. Yeah, but she sent them like crypto and shit. Like she got scammed big time.
Well, I know not hit on the links, but as far as like that, but now I know it's just something new every time.
Yeah, no, that's the tricky thing about the internet is, and I think it's not just the internet, it's all systems. Like that's one thing humans are good at. They're finding exploits. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to when it comes to any system now, especially with like the modern computing, like crypto, people are still trying to figure that one out, the blockchain stuff. But when it comes to like in the modern computing, people have been doing it now for so long that they're good at it. They're good at just like finding ways to hack Instagram and like steal passwords and shit. Yeah, that's the one cool thing about the blockchain. Now, I don't know if you know much about the blockchain. I'm a huge advocate for it, but it's really hard to hack because one of the ways that it actually works is the decentralized blockchains, I should say, what they do is there's a ledger that's running all the time, and it's a ledger just full of transactions. Okay. And it's a block. We'll say it's a block. And it goes out to all the computers on the chain. And there's only one of them that has the correct one. And it's the one that won like the mathematical equation to gain that ledger. Okay. And each ledger has its own hash graph is what they call it. And a hash graph is just basically a culmination of all the ledgers before it in this one. So if there was someone that came along and got a hold of one of those blocks and did insert a new transaction into it, it would change the hash graph on the main block. So it would change the whole structure so that then the computers would know, hey, this is wrong now. So let's go back to the last one. So there's no way that they can be hacked, really. I know it sounds crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. For a moment, I was like, man, I don't speak French. Can you go back to English? If you could see my head, I was thinking about that Zach Galifianakis gif with him calculating. That's dude. That is so fascinating. I'm still trying to find out my lanes as far as getting to the stock market, but as far as like you can just. Your mind, you can deconstruct a computer and like say, like if I would do a trigonometry formula and deconstruct it, I got the formula. You could do that virtually. I find it like incredible. But even with doing the stock online and stuff like that, it almost looks like if I were trying to get in your world in that, in that lane. Like I wouldn't even know how to even decipher. Or I just found out it was robots. It's not even people talking to us and trying to scam us no more. They built bots that can do that.
The AI bots, dude. It's nuts. It's a crazy world we live in right now. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. That's the coolest part about all this is there's so much new technology going and it's advancing so fast that it's even hard for the people that are working in the sectors to keep up with it. Like it's almost a full-time job just to keep up with what's going on.
But to keep up with the computer that keeps evolving,
that's gonna eventually that AI is just gonna fucking pass us all by. Like, there's no way to even like. I think it's already done.
I'm into that world of like as far as the sci-fi movies because it's not that I don't like any of that world. I'm fascinated by the internet. I'm fascinated by its evolution. Like it got me to connect with parts of the world I never had been in before. Of people that I never experienced before. And then that computer is now becoming a thing where it's starting to learn how to move on its own. This is the shit in movies that I fucking love. Like even terrible ones. Like you ever seen Transcendence with Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman. Awful. It's because it's ridiculous. And as I'm because I'm a comic, I'm into if you want to go ballsy, be ballsy. It is the most ballsy thing that's based on an AI type of thing. And what would it really do if you try to shut it down and then it goes, no, I want to survive. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's the premise of anything, like sci-fi horror movie.
Have you played around with Chat GPT or anything? The AI robots?
No.
Oh, dude, they're fucking awesome. It's so creepy too. Marcus was in here one day, and Marcus Bond, the comedian, shouts out Marcus.
Yeah, shout out Marcus.
We were messing with ChatGPT, and I was like, "What's your latest joke premise?" He's like, "Okay, what's this right here?" So he told it to me, and I was like, "Okay." I had ChatGPT, and I was like, "Write me a small skit about this," and put his premise in. Dude, 10 seconds, boom, whole joke was written out. And I was like,
a skit or a bit?
This was a skit. It was a skit. Yeah. I wrote a skit about what his joke premise was about. And I'm sure it could do other things too. But he read it. And of course he was like, oh, it's not very good. I would say the same thing, but it's fascinating how quick it works. One day we were in here and I saw this guy on YouTube do this. So I was like, let me try this out. The guy on YouTube, he used ChatGPT to write a children's book.
Wait, what is ChatGPT? What is?
ChatGPT is the AI chatbot. So it's one that Elon Musk created, and it's free for anyone to use. You just go on their website, openai.com, and you create a profile, and then you get to go chat with this AI. And you can ask it anything in the world, and it'll do it. And this is an example that I used. Saw this guy do this on YouTube, so I was like, let me go recreate it. So I come to the bar one day, and I asked him, I was like, yo, just a consensus, what should I write a book about, children's book? And one of the guys shouted out the Animal Kingdom. So I was like, okay. So I told ChatGPT, I said, write me a 10 chapter outline of a book about the animal kingdom for kids. And boom, 10 chapters right there written. And then all I said was go back and write chapter 1. And it wrote chapter 1. And I said, write chapter 2. Boom, wrote chapter 2. It did this all the way through all 10 chapters.
Wait, the robot made content?
The robot literally created the book for me. Okay, and so what I saw the guy do online, I haven't done this yet, but a fucking 10 chapter book written just like that, over different parts of the animal kingdom.
So who owns it now?
I do. Yeah, so they haven't regulated anything like that yet. So whatever I create, I own. So what you could do after this, and this is what the guy did. He took the children's book. He went to Fiverr and he asked an animator on there. He's like, make me some images based off of this book and put it in like a book format. Paid the guy $50 to do this. Then he took it to Amazon and he uploaded it to Amazon and he sold the book on Amazon. Then I know, right? You're like, just fuck this. I'm out. So then what he did was he went to YouTube. He's like, I'm going to double up on my content. So he goes to YouTube and he finds some free footage online of the animals that it's talking about. And he reads the book and he puts that makes a video of it and throws it on YouTube of him reading the book and the animals playing in the background. So now he's creating ad revenue off of this same thing. So he's getting ad revenue off YouTube and he's getting the book revenue off Amazon. And he didn't really do anything. You could do that in one day, create 7 books in a week. Boom. It's that fucking easy.
That's how Marvel scripts their movies. It's not that people think it's a whole team of people. No, they're so cheap. They just hire a team of AIs, make a script where Loki has a time travel with a black dude, and then in the script, and there we go. Also make it PC and PG-13. And then boom, there we go.
Yeah. So there's a character limit on ChatGPT, so you have to do it in blocks, like chunks. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to say write chapter 1, write chapter 2. Another cool thing I saw a guy do on YouTube using the same thing was he made a video game. So it also codes.
What?
Yes. So what he did was he did it in blocks. Once again, he said, ChatGPT, write me a block of code that is for a character that shoots a gun, shoots a bullet out. So ChatGPT codes that, and then he goes and adds it into his game. And he says, okay, now write me this. And he did the whole thing in chunks and he made a working video game.
Wait, that's what Iron Man did in Iron Man 2 when he told him, make me a new element. Yeah. He told his AI, make me a new element.
Dude, that's where we're at, man. We're headed there if we're not there yet completely. And these are free tools people can go use.
What the fuck? Now, again, my brain is still going back to the logistical aspect. Who, at the end of the day, you said that you say he signed it on an account. Made an account to speak to an AI. Mm-hmm. The AI is a blank. Who made the AI?
Oh, that's Elon Musk's company.
It's his company.
OpenAI.
So at the end of the day, it's Elon Musk's is it not his brainchild AI? Or the AI is just a.
So I think right now what they're doing,
you can just tap in a Mac and wake up Mac, and then that Mac computer is a separate Mac from the separate Mac over here.
Well, I think right now what they're doing with the AI is the reason it's free for humans to use, as everything in this world, nothing's free. Okay, yeah. They're always they're always either studying you or using your data. Oh. So I think what they're doing is they're using humans to both train their AI, and also we're basically the test dummies right now. Like the more we communicate with the AI, the more it learns from us, so the better it gets. So the way they're doing that is they're giving away the free content to draw more people into the thing. So if you can find a way to make revenue off of it right now, then you technically own, what it's creating.
That's
until they change it. That is.
You know what? Some you go, some things are too good to be true. You think about that, and you just sometimes just go, man, fuck it, let it go.
Everything free is too good to be true.
Because I used to be the type thinking oh man, Google, they're just trying to get my information. I used to get mad when Google knew what song I wanted to listen to. Like, bitch, how the fuck you know what the fuck? I used to get mad when they knew what videos I wanted to watch. It's like when I used to get ready to type in words, like, how'd you know I was about to type in Bukkake cereal porn? How in the fuck did you but now I've gotten used to it.
Right.
I enjoy it. I like the fact that this computer is starting to learn and adapt with me like a pet.
Yeah.
Like a pet. I ain't got to feed. He's always there. I ain't got to talk to it every day. It talk to me and I don't even talk, you know what I mean?
When it's okay if you know what it's doing. Like for me on Instagram, I follow everyone with the Another Bar page, but with my own personal page, I only follow things that teach me. So I basically tailor the algorithms to work for me. So I like science videos only. And if it throws something in there like a girl shaking her ass or something, I report it instantly because I don't want to see that shit.
Oh, no.
So I immediately report the stuff and it stopped showing me that stuff. It only shows me like science content or animal videos. Love animal videos. So you gotta tailor the algorithms to work for you.
When it shows me a girl shaking her ass on the algorithm, I'm like, I'm glad you know. All right, thank you.
No, dude, it just puts me in like the wrong mental state.
I feel you.
I want to keep learning. I don't want to like just stop and have to like jerk off and stuff.
I would like to think, I hope that I found a healthy balance in my life to keep all of my addictions in line, to make sure. Because like you said, like you do too, I have my my learning pages.
Yeah.
A litany of that. But as much as that is, it's probably just as much as porn. And what I listen to and what I probably feed on a day to day, probably porn. So like 7 days out the week, 2 days I'm learning something. Man, that's not enough days out the week to be learning. I'm talking about it out loud. But I feel like I'm smart. I don't need that much learning to fucking absorb that much and explore. Like all I need is one nugget of truth, and I can fucking connect that with so many other dots. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's a blessing right there in itself. Like there are a lot of people that can't do that. They don't have that critical thinking ability. So as long as you have that, you're golden. Like it doesn't matter what else in the world. If you can critically think, I think it's something we should teach in school more than the memorize and regurgitate system we have.
It's called reading and comprehension.
Yeah. Well, so I can do that. I just don't want to do it. I didn't want to sit down and do it. But like that was, the reading comprehension stuff. But like,
but also I think that was like a upbringing. I also mentioned it was like my aunt was like very like, say you're welcome, be prop, and speak like, but yeah.
Yeah, we have a school system that creates employees. It doesn't create thinkers. Like literally, that's what it is. It's for creating mass employees.
Well, that's what they should. They should be teaching us how to fucking do your taxes when you're 12 and learn about tax credit scores and don't get a credit card when you're in college and 20. They should tell you that kind of stuff in school. That kind of like practical things that should be taught.
But that's another thing that politicians should be able to work to change, right?
Yeah, well, if they did, then they would stop the game.
Exactly. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. They want to keep the game going. That's all we're doing. Like even back to some of our dating and relationships, and not saying every relationships are like that. Because my girl, she's not down with the games, but everyone gets inundated in the game, man. Just learn how to play your own game.
Is she a little bit older? Like, how old are you?
I'm 35, and she's I'm not gonna tell her. I mean, she's early 30s.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then too, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if she was different when she was younger.
We all are.
I was a nightmare.
Yeah, me too, man. And just an ass.
If you met me in my like early 20s,
just arrogant, thought I knew every fucking thing, just an ass. Nah. My girl thinks I'm arrogant now. No, baby, you have seen me years ago. No.
Yeah, no. The people that knew me from back then, they're like, who the fuck is this guy now? What is he wearing, a bandana on his goddamn fucking hippie? Fucking hippie. I think you got to go through those bad times to get to the good ones, all right?
Yeah, I had someone recently talk about why you 35 and you dress like you in your 20s. Because when I was in my 20s, I dressed like I was 35. Like I used to wear the Oxford button up. You roll up the sleeve, you know what I mean, and wear the tie loose, with the khakis and looking all with the. I used to wear, what's the schools you wear in school? The Doc Martens. I was just like a straight up like if what's what's Fresh Prince's cousin from what's Fresh Prince Carlton?
Oh,
if,
Carlton,
If
yeah.
Carlton got into the chamber, became Stephon Urkel. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I was
shit.
that dude. Yeah,
That's a good cross.
I mean, hey man, it worked me with the lady. You know what I'm saying? You know, but still, you know.
No, that's another cool thing I like about New Orleans though, is you can literally go out and dress like whatever the fuck you want to. No one's gonna judge you at all.
Nah.
If you go back to where I'm from in Arkansas, when I still dress like this when I'm in Arkansas, and people are like, they always look like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
What is wrong with your fit for Arkansas?
Oh, just the capri pants and the fucking headband and stuff. People are just like, that's fucking weird. Once again, it doesn't bother me at all. But like they just look at it because it's not normal. Normal to them is like Wrangler jeans and a fucking like, I don't know, some kind of like work shirt or some shit like that.
I've seen a lot of white guys, and it was a bachelor group of white guys, and they all had the same type of white guy shoe. It's like it's a pretty much all black shoe, but at the base is all white. It's just a thick layer of white at the base of it, almost like how Vans would look, but just
Yeah.
But they all kind of dress the same. It was the polo or the tight fitting shirt.
They sound like frat
hat,
guys.
Yeah.
It was so fun when I was in.
Oh, is that what it is? No.
Yeah, well, some of those frats dress the same. It's fucking weird. I finished up school back in Arkansas. I first went to Tennessee, and but when I went back to Arkansas to finish up, I would go to I worked out a lot when I was in college. I was way better shape than I am in now. Fucking shredded. One of the cool things we did though while we were there was we went and me and another guy invested in a Jägermeister machine. You know those Jägermeister big ones?
Yeah, the ice one.
Yeah. So we invested in one of those, and because we didn't want to join the frats, but we wanted to go to the parties. And we would tell them, we was like, yo, if you guys want to rent our Jaeger machine, all you have to do is we'll come to the party, we'll set it up for you. You buy the Jägermeister, and we get to come stay at the party. So we got to go to all the parties that we wanted to, and our Jägermeister machine was there. We got free Jaeger all night long. It was dope. So, but we would notice is like all the frats had like their own little like dress codes. Yeah, it was fucking weird, dude. One of them, they all wore these like shorts that were like thigh high khaki shorts and those like polo shirts. Like that was their thing, and they always tucked them in and stuff. So we were like total outcasts when we went there. They knew we didn't belong, but it was just that's like a thing they do for some reason.
It's the people in the group, the sheep mentality. You know what I mean? Yeah. I try not to judge people because if I judged people on that level, then I had to be judging the majority of people.
That's why I said I like this city, because here you can go to Rouse's and you'll see an old lady with fairy wings on and no one fucking bats an eye. It's just like, oh, this is her daily, whatever she wants to wear.
It's Sunday at 1:00. That's what she does every Sunday at 1:00. Yeah, that's her thing, you know?
Yeah. I like that shit. But it's so weird. And like in places like Arkansas, that's like a clique mentality thing.
Like them dressing
them dressing the same,
to simulate type of thing.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with them just wanting to be themselves. It has nothing to do with fitting in.
Does Arkansas have their version of I guess like Frenchman Street or even Austin now? Austin is like, it's like flavorful white guy town now.
What'd you say?
Flavorful white guy town. Like
flavorful white guy town.
It's a bunch of bros. I've been to Austin, but
I've never been to Austin. There's too many people there for me, I think.
Oh, it's packed.
Yeah, I heard there a lot of people moved there, so the infrastructure can't really handle the amount of people that move there really quick. Is that true?
It could be. I'm not sure, but I did recently look up the statistics on different states and different cities, how much their population is growing with them, like a 5-year span. Like it's kind of crazy. Like from Philly and Austin and all these people, these populations have tripled within a 5-year span.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy. Like I'm like, who are these? Midwest, stop breeding these white people. Like what the fuck, guys? Stop it.
Well, I think a lot of people left LA and went to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big move that people are making right now. There's a lot of crazy laws that are getting passed in LA right now. Like one's like I've heard about it today actually. I can't think of what it was. It's like a 10-year some kind of tax or something, beneficiary tax or something they're putting on people. So it's making all the millionaires just leave. They're like, oh, well, if you're going to do a 10-year beneficiary tax, because I guess that means whenever they die, whoever benefits them is like a death tax.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking like half their money. It's like a 47% tax on their wealth. The government is.
Wow.
So they're all like, fuck it, we're out. So you're not going to get any of our taxes. So they're fixing to have like a tax revenue shortage in LA, which is going to make it even be worse than it is right now.
That wouldn't make them go. Well, actually, I actually don't.
New York's having the same issue. A bunch of people left New York because of all the COVID policies they put in.
That would make the price of housing go down since they need more people since people are leaving now.
I would think it would make the price of housing go down. It'll actually make the market collapse. Yeah, which is going to cause the housing market collapse because all those people are leaving. But in New York, they're having the same issue where all that tax revenue they had coming in from all the wealthy people that were living in there, they all left the city whenever the COVID stuff all happened. And now they're not going back to the city. So now they're having a tax revenue shortage. So they're having to basically tax the
people existing there. All right,
yeah.
Well, y'all still here. We got to tax somebody.
Tax them more, yeah. Yeah, they're doing all kinds of. The government's in desperation mode right now. Did you hear about that bank that just collapsed?
No.
Yeah, one of the banks collapsed in San Francisco. It's one of the banks that handle like, I think it's like I'm going to get this totally wrong, but I think it's like the 18th largest bank in the country. Just collapsed.
It's kind of funny that happened recently. And recently I saw on Reddit a zoo, they goats got loose in the city in San Francisco. And I was like, why?
It's got to be related.
It's got to be. The bank went down, and then people just went in chaos. It's like free the goats, let them loose. People in the street trying to catch goats. It was adorable.
How does a fucking goat get loose in a zoo?
It was a herd of them.
Like of all the animals to get loose in the zoo, a goat.
Goats. Maybe like a goat petting zoo or something like that. I don't know. Who just goat petting zoo? I don't know.
That's I have this like thing for watching animal videos online, especially the ones that have the voiceovers. Animal voiceover. Tony Baker.
Oh yeah.
He started this, but he's like one of my all time favorites. But there are several now that do these.
So
also.
many imitators.
Yeah,
There's so many.
But they're all so funny. Like just seeing these dumb fucking animals do stuff, and then people are voiceovering them. It's hilarious. Love it.
I like the. I don't know. I like any kind of animal video. I'm an animal guy. I have like a soft spot for animals. I don't know.
You have one?
Yeah. I like my favorite videos. I like the car dash cam videos, and like the cars that be and from behind and in front they see a car accident happen. You know what I mean? Like it may be someone trying to swerve, trying to get around, and they do something stupid and illegal. You know what I mean? It's like people who try to do stupid things on the road. And when I zoom out, because I like animal videos, it kind of just looks like turtles with wheels. You know what I'm saying? Just doing stupid things. And, oh, you stupid turtle, you fucking landing on your head and shit like that. I get giggles out of it. I don't know. It's probably also related to my car accident. You know,
dude, I think you're onto something there because it's so rewarding to see that guy that just flies around you going 90 miles an hour, fucking crash. Yeah. And like something inside of me just rejoices at that. I know the guy's probably dead, but I'm like, you know what?
I don't laugh at the ones when the car's on fire. Okay, I go, okay, all right. But if I know it, like, you know, they'll survive or something like that, you know what I mean?
But how do you know?
Well, I mean, it'll be minor things like, okay, all right. I can't always tell if someone's merging on an intersection and they collide like the letter T. You know what I mean? You know, someone's gonna be injured. Yeah, but you know, I don't know. But by the time I think about death, is move on to the next clip. Because it's a compilation.
Yeah. Dude, that's how those fucking things get you, man. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So you're of the age where you probably did see like Faces of Death and stuff at a young age. Did you see that show? Or go on E-Bomb's World and see things like the guy sitting on a mason jar?
Vague. I remember when Ripley's Believe It or Not. Matter of fact, what's the Guinness Book of World Records when they showed like real gruesome stuff? Like it wasn't just someone who can who can eat the most egg yolks. You know, it's like people who someone who grew they fingernails the longest. It was some freakish shit, or someone who had the longest neck or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about like the Pain Olympics.
Paint Olympics?
Yeah, have you never seen that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You know where it's going though, right?
I don't know if I could sit around.
Nah.
I would close my eyes like this, like I'm watching a horror movie.
Yeah. So this is the bad thing about growing up in the time that we did.
Mutilation?
Yeah. And it was just like there on E-Bombs World. You know what E-Bombs World is?
I've heard of it. I've never really gone.
I'm not sure if it still exists or not, but that was something we used to get on whenever, computers were first a thing in school. I think I was in like 8th grade or something.
Wild West. I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like the 8th grade and like I clicked on one of the videos and this is the first time I ever saw a guy get his head cut off. And like they put their foot on the guy's head, took this big fucking like Bowie knife, stuck it in his neck, and there was audio too, so you could hear this guy gargling and shit. Sawed around his whole fucking neck. And I'm in the 9th grade just watching this shit. Like, what the fuck was I thinking?
I heard about them talk about that on Opie and Anthony. You know what?
They did?
Because he described the way he heard what the guy was yelling, and then as they cut his throat, as the vocal cords were still trying to push out his open neck, it was like,
yeah, dude. Yeah.
But you put that in a movie. That's my favorite movie. I love the practical stuff and gore in movies. You know what I mean? Like the ghosts and a spirit and that don't scare me. But you show me someone someone's getting cut, someone's a fighting movie, their arm getting broken in a fighting scene. Like how I feel it. It feels visceral. But maybe it also comes to seeing that kind of stuff early. I don't know how you get with horror movies.
The horror movies don't bother me. When I see like someone like Andrew Silva like kick someone and his leg snaps and he tries to go back on it, like that shit grosses me the fuck out. I don't want to see that. Or the people arm wrestling and they snap their arm. I don't want to see that shit either because I'm like, that could happen, Yeah. I don't want to even think that. But at a young age, seeing that guy get his fucking head cut off, like, that guy's famous. He lives in my brain forever. I can't get him out, dude. He's in there. All of it. There's another.
His greatest line was,
dude, there's another famous one too. It's the guy that fucking sits on a mason jar. I'm not even sure why I watched this shit.
Like a regular size mason jar.
He takes a mason jar and he turns it upside down. And he walks in and he like stands over it and he fucking sits down on this mason jar. It goes up his ass, okay? But he fucks up because he doesn't put the lid on it. So the pressure of it being in his ass crushes the mason jar. So now he has blood dripping out of his ass. And the video doesn't even fucking stop there, dude. He reaches into his asshole and pulls out glass and throws it on the ground. Like there's no way that guy's alive still. He's got to be dead.
Either he's gotta be dead, or I would want to be dead after that. Like I would have just the loosest asshole in the world. I'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records for just the loosest ass. I'm okay.
I got one more for you. You've probably seen this one. 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yes, I am of that era to see 2 Girls, 1 Cup. That I don't like. Yeah, I didn't like it then. I don't like those now.
Well, I mean, he would like that, bro. Like, I don't mix shit with sex.
Nah, I'm not. I had a bad experience when I was my first girlfriend. I was 17. We were trying out things, young, exploring, and I seen it in porn. Let me stick a finger in there. You know what I mean? And when I pulled my finger back out, it was like I put my finger in a Snickers bar. It was just streaks, and that was a Saturday, right? I went and washed my hands that night. I went to church the next morning with a shitty finger still. Like my finger was still in concentrated poop. I'm not a fan of it.
What did she think?
I don't know. We were too young to remember that. You know what I mean? Like it was too young to even, but I'm not even with girls. I don't want to do it. I have to know you're clean. You just came out of the shower. You just did an enema. I just saw you do an enema or something like that. But otherwise, I'm not, that gotta be your thing. I'm not into it really. Yeah.
My time working in the gay bars, I learned that the first time I tried butt sex with a female, we didn't do it right. I learned actually how to prepare because I would just talk to those guys about these things and they'd be like, yeah, you're supposed to do this and this. And if you're a bottom, you got to watch your diet. You can't eat this and this. And I was like, what the fuck? Like that's a lot of work.
That's a lot, but if people want that kind of pleasure, man, they'll change their whole lifestyle.
Hey,
man.
some people do, yeah. But yeah, my first, I had a couple of experiences with that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, not my thing.
It's the circumstance. I dated this lovely woman. Like, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and she was like, well, also, I'm pretty sure, I wasn't the only person she was fucking, but something, it was weird. But she goes, oh, I want you inside, but I can't fuck you right now. I'm like, oh, it's like, your period? She's like, no. She's like, I just need you inside me. And she's like, put it in my ass. And I'm thinking, like, you would need, okay, well, you're gonna get the tools for this. You're gonna get the stuff out. She's like, just put it in. I was like, I don't normally do this. I was like, you don't? But as I'm thinking this, my dick just easily slid in, like it just like it went in like a whistle, like a air through a whistle, like it just went that easy in. And I was like, "This is your first time, baby? No, come on now, you prepped for this. It was too, oh man." But when it's right,
it's right.
Yeah, but otherwise unnecessary. Man, I'm a pussy guy, man.
Yeah, me too. It's good for me. It'll work.
Yeah,
I don't normally do this. She says, "Isn't what they always say?"
Why? Why you gotta lie?
I mean, it makes people, I guess it makes some guys feel better. Like there was a girl, so the last girl I was dating, we were having this conversation. We were talking about like body counts. Mm. And she asked me and I was like,
why is it always them the first ones to ask?
I was like, you don't really want to know this. Like you want me to lie. And she knew this too. She knew she wanted me to lie. But I was like, I'm fucking telling you the truth. Mm-hmm. I dropped it on her and she wanted me to lie 100%. Like no one wants to fucking know this shit.
What was the reaction?
We're not together anymore.
Oh wow. Are you can you disclose?
We'll talk about it off cam.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I never thought about body count. I never really, like I had an ex-girlfriend and she kept bugging me. I'm like, no, I don't want to get into that. It doesn't matter. I don't want to know about yours. So why the fuck you want to pry in my who cares? We're together now.
Yes.
That's all that matters. And it wouldn't for a week. So I said, all right. So I'm thinking about, I literally can think of everyone I can have sex with. This was 5 years ago. But anyway, I said like 75. 75. She goes, ooh. I'm like, all right, was that it? Well, all right, well, fuck. Since I told you how many dudes you slept with, she goes, just 300. I go 300. Like, wait. Why were you so worried about me? you had that might as well be 1,000. How do you meet 1,000? How do you meet 300? All right, man. It's something that should have been a flag. There's something else she ain't telling me about her life. But no, my stupid simp ass just stuck with her, man. Oh, she a bad bitch. Ugh.
You don't want to know that shit. No one wants to know that shit. Just fucking live in the moment. Be together right now. That's what I say.
Dude, that put
But at 300, yeah, it makes you like.
I was so insecure after that.
Or just turned off.
That made sex better after that. I ain't gonna lie. I was putting in 300 dick at that point. I was like, this is for Sparta.
He was trying harder after that. Huh? Now, so I've heard arguments for this too about like large body counts, especially in women. The argument was that, women are their bond. One of their biggest things is their bonding mechanisms. And that whenever they have a large body count, they're losing the oxytocin receptors, the bonding receptors.
Really?
Yeah, because every time a woman has sex with a man, there's the reason they go in deep is because it's a bonding, it's a nature thing.
Right.
They want to bond with this person because they want the person to stay around to help raise the kids. Right. But if they have sex with multiple partners, eventually that bonding mechanism goes away. So it's going to be harder and harder for them to hold down a relationship if they keep having sex with multiple partners.
I was about to say, like, I felt like every person that she got with, she treated them just like me, like the love bomb, putting this motherfucker on a pedestal, like the great, like the savior of my life. That fucking feel was amazing. Just be rushed all that at once. And I really was like, that can't be the only one. But also, with knowing that science, what you just told me, I could believe it because I met this chick's cousin. She lives in Gonzales, whatever like that. I met her cousin randomly at a comedy show. And I'm talking to him. He goes, where you from? Gonzales said, just offhand, you would know some asshole name, blah, 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 that will. And he was like, and he said her last name. I said, we're not talking about the same person. Like, she's like, that's my cousin. And he goes, she's an asshole. She's like, she is the meanest motherfucker on. But treated me like I was like literally I was Jesus Christ and that was Mary Magdalene washing my feet. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just amazing the psychological people that maybe she did lose that and now she's manipulating. She's just trying to get the ring, the family, you know, that's what she's in for that's
exactly what it is. So once that oxytocin, that actual bonding mechanism goes away, then all they can do is play the part. And that playing the part normally comes off as a manipulation tactic.
Dude, it felt so real.
Yeah, they're good at it.
So real.
I've run across a couple of narcissistic manipulators in my time, and I understand it so well now that I can see it when it comes along. Like I know exactly what's happening. And even when she was like trying to gaslight me by telling me that I was a bad guy, I was like, okay, like I know that this is all bullshit because I know that this is you're literally doing this to try to gaslight me into thinking about am I a bad guy? It's like, no, this is not even going to happen to me. Like it's time for us to part ways.
I love when they give you something and you go, you think it's my first rodeo? You think it's my first time having to deal with this kind of mental angle? No, man.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're good looking, but there's another one out there like you.
Not even that. Cause I can, like you said earlier, I can fall back on me. Like I've been a relationship guy, but I've also been a lonely motherfucker for a long time as well. Like I've had a lot of chance. I went through a 3-year gap with no pussy. Like there was a period I was fat, overweight. I didn't know how to get it, man. I didn't know how to sniff it. I didn't know how to talk to it. And I lost weight and then got turned out by like a 35-year-old mom. But it was. I lost train of thought. Hey, Laura, hey, bro.
Yeah, the bar is about to open, so we will have to bring this to a close. Dude, it was great talking today, man. Absolutely. Yeah, Pop, I'm going to have you on again for sure. Where can the people find you at?
Man, you can find me Tuesdays here at another bar. Matter of fact, you look on the show flyer, my face is on that flyer.
It is on the flyer.
My face is on that flyer. I thought that was pretty cool. But Instagram is at all lowercase POPGERMAIN. You look going there right now, you'll probably see my family and a few photos, but I promise you the content is coming because this is elevation time. It's elevation time, baby.
What a great way to end. Love it. Thank you, brother.
Hey.